Everyone, History with Hilbert here, and today I'm going to be joining you from Edam in North Holland. And Edam is a very special place because it is the town where my mother grew up, and it's a very nice town. It's a very nice Dutch town in North Holland, as I said. Now this is, I think it's day 4. Yesterday I went to Naarden to visit my granddad, who's in a care home there, and I also went to see Naarden Vesting, which is a 17th century fort, which I may or may not at this point have uploaded a series of videos about. And we'll see. So I'll see you in the rest of Edam. So this is the Kaasmarkt in Edam, which translates to the cheese market, and I'm not sure if you can see the two figures there, but this statue commemorates that these little balls in black there, which these kids are now clambering all over, are representative of the cheeses, and I'll show you some of those in a minute. And actually my mum used to work here, and she sold cheese to tourists for a few weeks when her friends were on holiday. And the buildings next door to it, if you can see, they are slightly slanted, and that's because these are quite old as well. And this used to be where the library was in Edam, and because the ground underneath the Netherlands is mostly clay and it's not very stable at all, the books were too heavy, and so the building started to go forwards. And there's another beautiful house like this which bends forward in Edam on the Dam, which I'll show you in just a sec. And it's because the books were so heavy that the ground couldn't support the building, so the building started to, collapse forwards because of the clay underneath, which is quite funny. And this is the Proveniershuis in Edam, and provenier is a Dutch word for widows, and it's called the Proveniershof. And you see a lot of these. There's sort of these little courtyards, very nicely decorated, all over the Netherlands. Are they widows? I don't know. I don't think widows live here anymore. This is the Grote Kerk in Edam, and this is quite a special church because it's one of the only ones which has 3 halls in the Netherlands, and it's in many ways very typical of the Netherlands. They're all sort of, you don't really see these massive churches, that you see in France or Germany or Italy in the Gothic style. It's very simple. It's all made of, as you can see, just bricks, sandstone bricks, that they've had to bake because, well, the Netherlands, it's not exactly famous for its mountainous regions, so we didn't really have a source of stone at all. And as well, like I was saying with those other houses on in the square, that things do tend to sink if they're too busy, even if there's too many books. So this church as well, it's meant to be not too heavy because otherwise it would sink, so they just had to make it fairly simple. And it's still a nice church. It's definitely a different style. Dom of Edam, and it's sort of the centre of town. It's very nice. As you can see, this massive bump in the middle, and over the other side you've got the river there. And this is the house I was on about, which is also sunk forwards. It's completely lopsided if you look at the rest of the houses, and then there's this one going up. It's really nice up here. And this house over here is a very, very special place, and it's very important to the story of History with Hilbert as well. And I'll tell you why, because it was in this house, at Stadshuis, that my parents got married. So, without this house, there probably wouldn't be a History with Hilbert, or not as we know it today. So, there you go. And, love Edam. It's very pretty. Quite a lot as well in the Netherlands is that there are many more flags, and these are called wimpels. They're like little long flags that they hang out, and people are a lot prouder, it seems, which is good. It's good to be nationalistic. And again, the coat of arms of Edam on the wall here. Here we can see the Speeltoren, and that means the play tower in Dutch. It's sort of a bad translation. And it's quite interesting because in my mum's lifetime, even in 1970, they tried to take away the supports for the Speeltoren, and they thought that the tower was going to collapse, so they actually had to evacuate some of the houses because they thought the tower was going to fall on top of them. It didn't, and it's still standing there today, and it's very iconic of Edam the Speeltoren. There's even been a song written about it. Along the gracht, we see a very old fishing boat here in Edam, and that's something you do notice about the Netherlands, is just how many boats there are in the seeming centre of town, because you can get everywhere through these waterways. And actually on the very bridges itself, if I just zoom over there, you can see these. They look very odd, and the reason is because, well, you can snap them up the middle, so that these ships, you know, if you look at that one there, that's never going to fit underneath there. So what they do is they snap up the bridge, and then the larger ships with the taller masts, they can get through, and then you can literally sail right the way through lots of towns in the Netherlands because of these bridges that they have, which is very, very handy system. And now if I zoom over the canal here, and if I zoom into the right place, that house, that one there, that's where my Tante Jannie woons, where my woons, that's Dutch, where my Auntie Jannie lives. And she's a very nice lady, my mum's auntie technically, so she's a great auntie. And I think I'm going to call it a day for my Edam vlog, because I'm about to go and have dinner with some family friends, with another Jannie and Lisbeth. So I'll see you in the next one.